Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and this is a little thing that Link2 is doing right now, their unicorn news. Here's a little clip that they put out here in the last 24 hours from about Ripple, or about XRP and Ripple.
Leslie, while Kraken faces regulatory challenges, Ripple, which has not had its XRP classified as a security, might be preparing to launch an XRP ETF. This move could potentially boost XRP's appeal to investors. Monica Long, the president of Ripple, has advocated for an XRP ETF, aligning with CEO Brad Garlinghouse's view that a wave of cryptocurrency ETFs is inevitable, though he notes regulation will be critical.
The cryptocurrency sector, supported by major players like Coinbase, Grayscale, and Ripple, is lobbying the SEC for regulatory adjustments. XRP's market capitalization currently stands at $29.1 billion, with an average daily trading volume of about $917.5 million. Recent trading data shows a modest increase of 0.25% daily and 1.2% weekly for XRP.
Ripple has also released a new advertisement highlighting XRP's role in the cross-border payment sector, which is expected to reach $300 trillion by 2030. The company is positioning itself as a key player in modernizing global financial transactions. Blockchain researcher Colin Brown and a recent Grayscale report have emphasized Ripple's potential in transforming global financial transactions.
Pegah Soltani from Ripple highlighted the need for more efficient global payment solutions, and as we see the regulatory landscape evolve, it will indeed be interesting to observe how...
Okay, so that's kind of interesting to look at. And by the way, Link2 just in the last 48 hours, they've added more Ripple, and I think they put more back on the platform maybe yesterday. So go check that out. Link2 is my sponsor, linqto.com. Check this out. Zero hedge. Percentage of Americans that worry they won't be able to pay their bills is higher than it was during the Great Recession. I lived through the Great Recession, folks, and it was not fun. The financial crisis, it was not fun. Extremely scary. And so we do live in scary times in a lot of ways. Now, the Bitcoin conference in Nashville is going on. I have not seen any of the interviews or anything leak yet, but I'm sure that we'll start to see some of the stuff come out in the next 24 hours, including Trump is apparently going to be there. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of there. So moving along, listen to this. This is a guy from 21 Shares about an XRP ETF.
Why would we not see maybe, because there's no futures needed there, why not see an XRP maybe go to market much faster?
So just given our position, Paul, we listed the world's first and have the world's largest Ripple ETP.
Yeah.
We're bullish on XRP as an asset. We've published a lot of a lot of research about it, and we've been comforted by a lot of the court decisions that have come up on it not being a security. I would say that it's absolutely part of our product vision, and
why would we not see
part of their product vision? Then we've got a lot of charting stuff coming out. While the rest of the market has been bashed the last 24 hours, XRP kind of sat there and sat still and didn't participate. XRP refusal to drop lower over the last few days has printed a clear ascending triangle. These break bullish. So XRP is breaking bullish like Breaking Bad. Sounds like a thumbnail to me. Either way, plus or minus 10-cent breakout coming soon. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Here's Dark Defender. Hi there. We discussed the monthly time frame for which XRP had a break. Zooming in weekly, we have a similar scenario where XRP breaks the 60 cent, proceeds towards 66 cents above those whatever clouds, and then yes, now when he says, and then yes, here's the 66 cent line right here. So he says yes. Yes means, and the two marks he has is $1.88, 161%, 261% at $5.85. That would be our all-time high. I like the sound of that. Then we have this one. In the last week, whales bought over 140 million XRP, valued at approximately 84 million bucks. That sounds like a good sign. And then Trump has raised $4 million from Bitcoin and crypto campaign donations. And so, like I said, he's going to speak today at the Bitcoin Nashville conference. Then we got John Deaton is all over the place. John Deaton is making his rounds. Here he's being interviewed by Mario Nawfal.
Today, I'm interviewing John Deaton, candidate.
I'm just fast forward.
And eventually was run out themselves. And so after that, they stopped eating and coming to the area. But yes, for example, my mother that got stabbed, it took over 45 minutes for an ambulance to come pick her up.
When your mother got stabbed?
When she got stabbed in the back, her purse was stolen from her. And she wouldn't give up her purse because it had food stamps and the money that we needed to eat. And she was hanging onto her purse, and the person stabbed her in her back.
How old were you back then?
I was 6.
Yeah, John Deaton, he's been through a lot. And he's a good guy, and he's going to beat the brakes off Elizabeth Warren. Here's another clip. Apparently, I think John Deaton went to Bitcoin Nashville, and he's going to be there today. So here's a clip of him being interviewed, I guess, there.
Do you think that the Ethereum...
This is Rachel Wolfson, who also interviewed David Schwartz on stage at XRP Las Vegas.
had a lot to do with politics, and that's why it came about.
Coinbase had come out and said that 52 million Americans owned crypto, Bitcoin and crypto, before the spot ETF. When you include the spot ETF, Rachel, it could be as high as 80 million people have some exposure in America to this asset class, either through owning it itself or through an ETF. And so I think that when the greatest, biggest asset manager in the world starts calling it a safe haven, then people are going to pay attention and others are going to follow.
Do you think?
All right. And then here's John. I know where one of my first pit stops will be today. Digital Chamber has been fighting for regulatory clarity within the digital asset industry for years. Regulatory clarity means smart, tailored regulations that foster innovation. So this is Perry Ann Boring from the Digital Chamber. They must have a big setup there at Bitcoin Nashville. I wish I had been able to go, but I had other obligations. So, and then of course, crazy Michael Saylor, he tweeted this out. They're doing a big on CNBC. They're doing a big Bitcoin push heading into Bitcoin Nashville. I'll play a little bit of this.
And Bitcoin, by the way, also higher by more than 1% today after the former president appears to have changed his tune on the digital currency this election cycle. Back in 2019, let's recall, he said, "I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. Unregulated crypto can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activity." Again, this was the president in a tweet from 2019. Well, fast forward to last month. While campaigning for president once again, he's presented himself as a champion of Bitcoin after posting this on Truth Social, quote, "Vote for Trump. Bitcoin mining may be our last line of defense against a central bank digital currency. Biden's hatred of Bitcoin only helps China, Russia, and the radical communist left. We all want the remaining Bitcoin to be made in the USA. It will help us be energy dominant." This Saturday, Trump is scheduled to speak at the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville, where rumors are swirling that he will announce plans to make Bitcoin a strategic reserve asset. Ahead of that, Dom Chu has a look at how it's doing in the meantime, Dom.
Those are all factors, Kelly, as to why we saw a bounce for Bitcoin prices off this kind of medium-term level that we've seen here, just around the mid-50,000s mark. Once we hit that level, it's been about a roughly 20+% move to the upside just over the course of the last 2 to 3 weeks. That's how fierce it's been. And we went from a low of around 54,000 just about the beginning of this month, up to 66 where we are right now. If you take a look at some of the other moves, Ethereum, now that we have ETFs tracking some of those prices, we've seen a nice little bid up here, again, over the course of the past 2.5 to 3 weeks for Ethereum prices, down on the day still, but still above 3,400 at this point. That's a small victory for some of those enthusiasts. With regard to some of the stocks in the ecosystem that track cryptocurrency, look at exchange operators like Coinbase, which again caught that nice little bid, the blue line up here. Marathon Digital, a Bitcoin miner, has not seen as much action given the rise in Bitcoin prices. Concerns about mining costs there may be playing to the discussion. And MicroStrategy, which owns Bitcoin on its balance sheet, has seen a nice move higher as well here on the rally in Bitcoin. So keep an eye on those company stocks. So
they are really doing the Bitcoin promotion. Now in DAIXRP.com, here's what we're going to talk about. There's some unseen footage. It's just been released. We're going to show that. And I can't remember the other thing. Oh, we're just going to show that and more of the lies you've been seeing. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Here we go.